One of the questions I get asked very often is, why am I fighting so hard for this? This is a federal issue. It's not a federal issue. It's a state and local issue also. The only thing we have left is our ranchers. If I can't control what's going on inside the ranches with people trespassing, tearing up water lines, and breaking into fences, the pursuits going through the fences, if I lose the ranchers, I lose my county. So I have to stay on top of this. Kinney County, historically, was a sheep and goat industry type deal. So we're here because this is just where God has put us. But the thing is, almost 3 years, going to be 3 years coming April, we started to see a huge influx of illegal immigrants coming into Kinney County. We declared a state of emergency, which caught the attention of Goliad County, who was the first one to come to our aid. And then after that, we started having press conferences and meeting with elected officials and saying, hey, we're under siege here. At the time, I only had 6 full-time deputies, no assistance from any other county. We were doing good to handle what was happening locally, let alone everything we were getting the call-ins from the ranches about people trespassing. So I sat down with one of the deputies and we made up a plan. Anybody we catch trespassing on private property on a ranch, we will prosecute them for criminal trespass. We discussed this, we made a few cases here and there. The governor got on board with this. We met with the governor. He started Operation Lone Star, which provided us a place to put those that we processed for criminal trespass. Since then, it's just kind of expanded up and down the whole border region. But I think right now, we're still currently, us in Maverick County, of course, it's a DPS issue down there that's doing it. But I think we're about the only county left that's actually filing criminal trespass charges on trespassers. About 20 years ago, the federal government came up with what they call Operation Stone Garden. Provides small departments like this, small agencies like this, the funding to what they call more force multipliers for U.S. Border Patrol. Through here in the Brackettville area, it's a funnel. Everything from Del Rio, Eagle Pass, trying to get to San Antonio, usually comes through here. So Operation Stone Garden helped Border Patrol. And we were catching 1 to 2 smuggling endeavors a week, max. And then all of a sudden, that shift changed in late 2021. We were seeing more and more of it because of the border security issue, because Biden wasn't doing what he's supposed to be doing. Everything was coming through. There was a mad rush. Well, we started going from 1 to 2 a week to 3 or 4 a day. And then the pursuits and then everything that goes with it. And so to protect my deputies and to protect the people on the highways, we had to get involved in this, which takes away from me being to do my regular duties, which would be go around town, talk to people, make sure everything's secure, helping people take groceries in, the small town sheriff stuff. But it's become the focal point of what's going on, because if a guy once told me, if not me, then who? So we started this with the tip of the spear with the state of emergency. The governor followed suit. The governor's doing an outstanding job in supporting us, creating Operation Lone Star, which gave us extra personnel to handle the huge influx of our prosecutions. We went from court once every 3 months to 2 weeks out of each month, having district court. And each time it's 80 to 100 people showing up for court. So that takes my deputies off the street. If it went for Lone Star, we wouldn't have the clerical staff to handle the mountains of paperwork. It's just gotten unreal. Fortunately, right now, the river's up. The national attention has been drawn to it. The governor has taken over Shelby Park and pushing it out. We've seen a reduction in the number of apprehensions, the number of crossings, and all around, it's starting to quiet down. Is it as quiet as it was when I first took office? No. But it's quiet compared to what it was this time last year. Last February, we caught over 80 human smugglers in the month of February. So far, we've caught 15. So it's taken time, but it's working. Well, I think they're starting to see what's going on, especially in New York, the big cities where they've been, they're busing the migrants to, they're welcoming with open arms, and now they're deciding they can't afford it. Now we're starting to see the outbreaks in New York with the attacks on the police officers. It said the recent murder in Georgia, that guy should have been deported a long time ago. But he re-entered the country back in 2022. I think it's his second or third time into the country. Don't have all the facts on it yet, but it's part of that revolving door deal. He shouldn't have been here in the first place. When he got arrested in New York, they released him before ICE could put a detainer on him and ship him home because New York's a sanctuary city. But I think everybody's now starting to see what's going on. Small towns, big towns, they're starting to see the effects. We have to be able to work together as a team. Granted, there are some agencies out there that want to hold all the information for themselves and not share, but it's our duty to the general population, to the state, to the country, that we all pull together for a common goal. And with the recent legislature, there's some aspects that need to be addressed, that need to be stiffer penalties. They need to listen to the chiefs of police and the sheriff and the prosecutors on some of these laws. If is 10 years enough? Is 10 years too much? You need to work together, not just a bunch of legislators that, well, I think 20 years is sufficient. No, we have to have it from all aspects. Because we give everybody 20 years, our jails fill up, and then what? When I first took office, yes, we'll always have crime. It was very low. We had a meth problem, like any small community. There are meth people. We know who they are. We're picking them up. We arrest them. They do it again. We re-arrest them. My biggest priority is our school. Our school is our only resource that we have in this county. We don't have natural gas. We don't have oil. It's our kids. And when I first took office, the first 5 years, I spent a lot of time up at the school. I visit with the kids. I read to them. I try to read to them once, twice a month. Keep that camaraderie going that, hey, don't be afraid of me. I'm here to help you. I see you in the street. I see you someplace. We can talk. We can have a great conversation. And I think those hold true with the people that I have warrants for. Brackettville, I'm blessed the fact that if I have a warrant for a guy, I can pick up the phone and call him and say, hey, dude, I've got a warrant for you. I'll be there in an hour. Okay. They turn themselves. Very rarely do we have to go strong arm somebody to come in, because basically everybody here is related in one form or another. That's the joys of small town life. On one side of the coin, we're still Mayberry. Everybody knows everybody. We talk to each other. I can bump into people at the restaurant, the people that I've arrested 3 days prior, sit down, have a good lunch, have a good conversation, and go about our business. But on the other side of the coin, all the criminal activity is passing through here. It's not staying here. And that's the part that really alerts, kind of sets the bells and whistles off, because once they infiltrate to where they're going to go, how much longer is it going to be before they want to set up residency here? So we have to stay on top of that. It's not uncommon for one of my deputies to walk in to get something to eat at one of the local restaurants and somebody pay for his meal. They're always happy. They know all the deputies on a first name basis. They stop and talk to them. They visit. Everybody here. Yes, we do. It's kind of like a brother and sister type deal. Yes, we're going to fight, but if I can say this, when the shit hits the fan, we pull together. And that's what's happened here in Kinney County. One of the questions I get asked very often is, why am I fighting so hard for this? This is a federal issue. It's not a federal issue. It's a state and local issue also, especially for Kinney County. Many years ago, the state of Texas led the world in wool and mohair production. And our Kinney County, Favarty County, and to a lesser extent, Edwards and Sutton County, all here together, we led Texas in wool and mohair production. That industry kind of went away back in the mid-'80s. We had a huge movie industry. The movie The Alamo with John Wayne was filmed here, Lonesome Dove, Bad Girls. So 150 movies were made here in Kinney County. Had a huge movie industry, had a tourist attraction up north of town, Alamo Village. Everybody, at some point in their career, in their life in Kinney County, worked there. That has gone away. So we've lost our wool, we've lost our mohair, and we've lost our movie industry. The only thing we have left is our ranchers. If I can't control what's going on inside the ranches with people trespassing, tearing up water lines, and breaking into fences, the pursuits going through the fences, if I lose the ranchers, I lose my county. So I have to stay on top of this.